Hello, good morning, children. This is MD Ramajan. Today I am going to teach 9th class English. That is from the 4th unit of lesson, which is written here. Unit 4, A reading. What is man without the beast? This is the second half of the lesson. First half of the lesson you have come to in the previous class. Second half, this is second half of this lesson. So, children, you have come to know that the man without the beasts. This is a speech. In this speech, you came to know a leader of the tribal people, Red Indian tribal people. He was addressing that white people of America. What he was telling before going to sell the land to the white people, American people, he gave the speech. So one part of this lesson we came to know that what is the precious thing for them, valuable thing for them. The precious thing they have come to know that is the river and some other that people are savage people, uncultured, uncivilized people they are. So and what he told that thousands of buffaloes were that were killed, and those in the place of a prairie. Prairie means it is a grassland name in America. In social also you can learn that word prairies. That is a grassland of America. So in that area that many buffaloes were slaughtered, they were killed, and later this chief settler is asking the question that they must be treated in the good manner. Birds, animals, rivers, whatnot, everything, every creature, everything, every tree also must be treated well by the white people. He is asking that some doubts to the Red Indians. So now let us come to that part of the lesson, 69 page, respect. What is the respect? You see that how to respect that forest. I am coming to read out. You must teach. You means here white people, white men of America. You must teach your children that the ground beneath their feet is the ashes of our grandfathers, so that they will respect the land. Tell your children that the earth is rich with the lives of our kin. Teach your children what we have taught our children, that the earth is our mother. Who whatever befalls the earth befalls the sons of the earth. If men spit upon the ground, that they spit upon themselves. So they respect the earth of that people. That is why whichever we spit on the ground, that is nothing but spitting on the mother. That means they treat the earth as a mother. So Chief Settler is also asking that white people, you must treat the earth as a mother, because that their children they treat as the mother, that earth is treated as their mother. Next, this we know, the earth does not belong to man, man belongs to the earth. All things are connected like the blood which unites one family. All things are connected. So what he says here, earth does not belong, and it does not belong to man. Man only belongs to the earth. This is a wonderful quotation statement he gave that. So we feel that that land is belonging, or that it belongs to us. No, that the chief settle, he told a few years ago, century ago, that man does not belong to earth, that earth does not belong to man. Man only belongs to earth. Next, you see that whatever befalls the earth, befalls the sons of the earth. Man did not weave the web of life. He is merely a strand in it. Strand means a piece of a thread. It is a piece of a thread. He is a strand in it. Whatever he does to the web, he does to himself. That means he does to himself also. You can read. Next page, you see that even the white man whose God walks and talks with him as a friend to a friend, and cannot be exempt from the common destiny. We may be the brothers after all. We shall see. One thing we know, which the white man may one day discover, our God is the same God. And you may think now that you own him. Him means God. Own him as you wish to own our land. But you cannot. He is the God of man. And his compassion is equal for the red man and the white. The earth is precious to him, and to whom the earth is to heap contempt on its creator. The whites too shall pass, perhaps sooner than all other tribes also. People, human being, whether the white man or the Red Indians, that tribal people, everyone, they would perish. That will be destroyed, tribes, very soon. Not only the white men, all people would go. That is a message he is giving us. But in your perishing, you will shine brightly. You will means here white people, and fired by the strength of the God who brought you to this land, and for some special purpose gave you dominion over this land and over the red man. The destiny is a mystery to us, for we do not understand when the buffaloes are slaughtered, the wild horses tamed, the secret corners of the forest heavy with the scent of many men, and the view of the ripe hills blotted by talking wires. Here talking wires means telephone wires. That days only that telephone it came that times. Where is the thicket gone? Where is the thicket means here deep forest. Where it gone? Where is the eagle gone? And the end of living and the beginning of survival. So human being, that man, he is ready to survive himself. This is a message that Chief Settle gave, that what he says, that everything goes, everything will be destroyed. Thickest forest gone, eagle gone, that bird, and other creatures gone. Next, what is their human being? He is going to survive in this earth, on this earth. So in this environment, so we have to protect this forest, that green forest, and creatures, all the creatures, those are living in the forest. It is our duty to respect them. This is the Chief Settle's beautiful message, a wonderful speech in those days given there. Still, till today, we have to learn so many things from this speech. Am I right? So let me come to these meanings. Those are given to you. Resonate, continue to have a powerful effect or value. Cause, flow, canoe, a small light narrow boat pointed at both ends and moved using a paddle. The boat which has the paddles to move the boat forward. Savage, uncivilized or primitive people. Compassion, a strong feeling of sympathy and sadness for the suffering. And strand, a single piece of thread. Dominion, control over a country. That is the British dominion, that days it was called, area which is dominated, ruled by the British people. Dominion, it is called dominion. And bloated, kept from being seen, concealed, its meaning here. This is a beautiful speech given by Chief Settle. Now children, you see that, let me come to that some part of this. After this A lesson, let me come to the grammar part which is given to you. Now this is children, second half of this lesson. After the second part of this lesson, grammar is being taught here. So what is that here? Verb phrase. Verb phrase is nothing but you say that in your textbook also two sentences are given in a grammar part. First one is, we are a part of the earth. Second one, you must teach your children that the ground beneath, and some part of the sentence given to you. So what is the meaning of the verb phrase? Verb phrase is nothing but, you see that here in two sentences, first beginning of that first part, what is this called, this word we in the first sentence, and second sentence you. These two words are called subjects. Subject means something that subject does here. So subjects may be generally are used with pronouns or some names, some other common noun, with common noun, that are called the subjects in a sentence. So after the subject here, remaining part which is including with the verb part, that means maybe with the auxiliary verb, maybe with the helping verb, maybe with the main verb. I repeat that, maybe with the helping verb, auxiliary verb, maybe a helping verb, maybe with some main verb. So that part of the sentence, the sentence part, that means a part of the sentence which includes with the verb, that it is called the verb phrase, except the subject. So in the beginning of the sentence, subjects are given to you, except this subject. Remaining part which is including with the verb form, the helping verb, auxiliary verb, or some other main verb. This part is called the, what do you call that, a verb phrase. And one more thing, this part is also called the predicate. A part of the sentence which includes with verb, that it is called the predicate. Okay, na? So this here, second sentence also it is clearly given to you, but here with a must. This is the helping verb given to you. So this part totally it is called the verb phrase. Phrase means what is that? Phrase is a group of words. Phrase is nothing but it is a group of words. So phrases or different phrases will be used in a sentence. Here verb phrase is telling that verb phrase is nothing but a part of the sentence which includes with the verb. That verb may be with the auxiliary verb and some other main verbs. So I think that you got it very clear now. Predicate, this is also called the predicate. A part of the sentence which contains with the helping verb or any verb. That is called the predicate. It is clearly given to you. I'm going to read it out in the grammar part of sentence. You see that? What is the relationship of the above underlined parts with the first part of the sentence? And second, what type of word do you see at the beginning of the underlined part? And which is the most important word in it? Okay. Now, next you see, you have learnt earlier that a sentence contains the subject and the predicate. Then the underlined parts of the sentences given about are predicates. So underlined sentences that are given to you, that are called predicates. And the important word is the predicate is the verb. So what is the important word in the predicate? Verb. Verb is the important word here. As you can see that each of the predicates has at least one verb. That is, you see that sentence 1 and sentence 2 also. And in the second sentence, must is given to you. It is the auxiliary verb, and that verb teach main verb is also given to you. The main verb it is. So this like here, when you separate the subject from the sentence, the remaining part which is including verb part, that the total part is called the verb phrase. Is it okay? Now list is given to you. List all the verb phrases in the following passage. One exercise given to you. Identify the main verbs. These are given to you. In these sentences, you can identify the main verbs here. And not only that, main verbs you can identify, verb phrase also you can identify first of all. So you separate the subject, remaining which is including with the verb part, that it is called the verb phrase. Is it okay? I'm going to read it out. You try to find out the verb phrases. Look at the river. It has very little water in it. Once it was flowing well, now it is dying. Can't you bear the cries of the dying river? The water in it is polluted. Do you get its stink? You cannot drink it. You cannot give this water even to animals. Animals will not go near it. We must make the river, river live forever. We must make the river our own companion, our own companion. So in these sentences, you can find out the verb phrases. Okay, children, let us see in the next part of the lesson, not next part of the lesson, B lesson. Next B lesson, we will see in the next.